What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is John. In this channel, we talk about wealth without waste, exploring smart financial strategies to help you build wealth without unnecessary spending. Now let's get into the video. Just a reminder, guys, this is a new channel. I'm trying to build up this channel, so if you would, please like and subscribe. And if you're feeling super generous, leave a comment down below.
Hi, I'm Christine. I'm drowning in a mountain of debt equaling about $57,000. And I just want to tell you that something that I'm going to do when I am out of debt is not go buy a new car, not go try to get a bigger house, not buy any luxury items or go on a splurge spending shopping event. What I'm going to do is up my 401k. And I can't wait for that day because right now and for years I've contributed only 3%. And while that is something and my company matches the 3%, it's steady growth, but it's not large growth. And I want some large growth in that account. So tell me in the comments, what is something that is so normal, but that you can't wait for when you're out of debt? Upping our 401ks, baby, let's go.
Very true. I was once in, I paid it all off, but a few years ago, I was in $58,000 worth of debt. Half of it was in credit card debt. The other half was on a HELOC that I had against my condominium. It took me about 2 years to pay all of that off. And during that time, the one thing I thought about the most and that I was most excited to be able to do was to start putting money into savings, whether that be cash savings, my 401k. Those are really the only two accounts at that time that I was super excited to start putting money toward. Being able to put money into a savings account, whether it be your Roth IRA, your 401k, or cash savings. If your company does a company match with a 401k, 100% you should be doing that. But you should also be doing what I would do if it was me, and which I did do. Even though I was paying off debt, I was still contributing the minimum that I had to contribute in order to get the company match into my 401k. I still did that while I was paying off my debt because my feelings towards it was if I didn't, I was just losing money by not doing so. And thankfully, when I was doing that, once I had paid off all my debt, I had almost between 15 and 20,000 in those 2 years that I had in my 401k once I paid off all my debt. So I had all my debt paid off, and the only savings I had was my 401k at the time, but I was debt free, and I already had, I don't know, close to 15 to 20, whatever it was, 15 to 20 grand in my 401k, and it felt incredible. Putting money into a savings account, investment account is a huge win and definitely something to be really excited about.
I'm participating in No Spend 2025, so here are the things that are going to be on my no spend list and how much money it's going to save me. If you don't know me, my name's Rachel and I have very poor financial habits, but 2025 is the year that I'm going to change that, so here are the things that I'm putting on my no spend list. First of all, hair highlighting. I spend about $150 every 2 months on getting my hair highlighted. By cutting this out, I'm going to save $900 for the year. As for haircuts, I'm going to attempt to do my haircuts at home, either myself or my husband, because all the hairdresser does is a straight across cut. I have very thin, very fine hair. I feel like that's fine. Next, I'm not going to be getting my nails done. I was spending probably about $100 a month on getting my nails done, so cutting this out is going to save me $1,200 for the year. Next is Starbucks. I was spending anywhere from $10 to $20 a week on Starbucks. Cutting this out is going to save me anywhere from $520 to $1,040. Next is mugs and water bottles. I don't know how many mugs or water bottles that I've spent money on this year, but I know it's been a lot. I have plenty of water bottles. I have plenty of mugs. I don't need to buy any more. In fact, I actually need to get rid of some of the ones that I have. I'm not going to be spending money on DoorDash or Uber Eats. I was spending about $25 a week on DoorDash, so cutting that out is going to save me about $1,300. Not going to be spending money unnecessarily on hair care or makeup products. Basically, I'm going to just use up everything that I already have before I buy anything new. Next is home decor. My home is fine. I do not need home decor. I have plenty. I do not need candles. Those are all on my no spend list. I have no idea how much money I spent in 2024, and I honestly probably don't want to know how much money I spent on 2024 on home decor. We're just not going to do that in 2025. So between all of this, I'm going to save upwards of or more than $5,000 for 2025 just by cutting these little things out of my life. If you're participating in No Spend 2025, I would love to know the things that are on your no spend list, because maybe I can expand mine a little bit more.
Okay, so this woman has got a solid plan going forward. She's cutting out several things. She made a list, she wrote it down. She knows exactly what she wants to get out of her spending and make cuts and cut back on unnecessary items. Spending $15, $20 a month on Starbucks, pretty crazy because you can just make coffee at home, very easy, very inexpensive. Go buy Starbucks coffee and bring it to your and have it in your house and make your own coffee. Having those mugs, I don't know what she's talking about. Who has that many mugs? I have 2 stainless steel water bottles, and I only use one of them. The other one I hardly ever use. The other thing she talks about is the hair care and makeup products. She's not going to spend any more money on those things. But one thing that I do is I don't throw away the shampoo and body wash bottle until I know that thing is completely empty. Once the pump doesn't pump anymore, I put some water inside, shake it up. I get probably another week out of that bottle of shampoo or body wash before I have to go buy another one. That's one thing that I do. And then another thing I do is anytime I need toothpaste or deodorant, when I go buy it, I buy 3 of each. Smart decision on her to cut out those silly, unnecessary items. I mean, she went out and she's gonna stop getting her nails done. She's gonna have her husband or a friend cut her hair from now on. I mean, those are big sacrifices, I believe, for a woman, but she is focused and she's willing to make the hard decisions.
2024, I balled out of control and I racked up so much debt, and here's how I'm gonna fix it in 2025. I'm gonna cut back. There's some things on my no-buy list, and I'm going to use the extra money I save to crush more debt. So let's go through my list. Rule number 1, no Afterpay or Affirm all of 2025. There was a point where I had over $2,000 on my Afterpay, but we crushed it, thank God. So if you see me walking around with some dusty old sneakers with a hole in it, I think I got one here. Yeah, I think, look at that, hole in the sneakers. You know why. Rule number 2, I'm going to buy no new clothes unless I get it gifted for Christmas or my birthday, or I sell old clothes. But I got a hack here. Here's my secret. I have a lot of nice new clothes I haven't been able to wear because I got too fat, right? So if I lose about 10 to 15 pounds, I got new clothes again. So the goal is eat from home, which is the last thing on my list, 80% of the time, lose weight, save money, get new clothes. See the hack? It works. So that's my situation, may not be yours. Third thing is no credit card purchases unless I have to go to work and I need to expense it. Sometimes I travel to India, got to do what I got to do. So I'll put transactions there and we'll just pay it off immediately. My wife and I are going to limit our fund money to $50 a week each.
One of the things he talked about was the Affirm Pay, which are those buy now, pay later things. Those things, I swear, are a major trap to so many people because you can use those Affirms in Klarma, whatever it is, on anything, everything. Use it at restaurants, use it at DoorDash, use it on everything, and it's insane. They say no interest for the first 4 payments, but I think that's what they say, for the first 4 payments. Pretty sure I'm right. How many people actually pay that off in the first 4 payments? First of all, if you're buying something that's only $100, you shouldn't be financing it. And if you're financing DoorDash, no, you shouldn't be door dashing. You should be going to the supermarket and buying food with cash. Do not DoorDash. Do not use buy now, pay laters for your DoorDash and your Uber Eats. Or concert tickets. Don't be doing that. That is a surefire way of making a stupid decision. So the other thing he talked about was if he loses 10 to 15 pounds, he'll have a whole new wardrobe because he gained weight and he's got clothes that don't fit him anymore because he gained the weight. Great idea. Eat at home. Start eating healthier food. Start eating better food for you. Start working out. Eating healthier, eating at home will definitely save you some money. So that's a great way of cutting down your debt and cutting down your expenses.
So I saw this girl on TikTok talking about how paying off her debt is as much as a dopamine hit, just as like spending money on random stuff is. And I don't know if that makes sense, but I feel the exact same way. I'm addicted to paying off my debt. I feel like I see a lot of stuff in the media, like about women, how they're huge spenders, and a bunch of content that's like, oh, like I'm using my husband's Amex. And that's literally farthest from the truth. Once I started paying off my debt, I got obsessed with it, like watching that number go down. And there's no better feeling than seeing your debt go down, especially as a post-grad. It's so fun to be able to look forward to being financially free.
No doubt. Paying off debt is most definitely a dopamine hit. I had it all the time. In fact, any time that I was spending money that wasn't being spent on my credit card debt, I felt sad and depressed. I remember my first purchase of something, an item that I didn't desperately need while I was trying to pay off all my debt. It was the first thing I'd bought myself in months, and it was a NutriBullet blender. It was just a blender, so I could blend up my protein shakes after my workouts with fruits, vegetables, and oatmeals and protein powder. That was the first thing that I bought while I was still in the process of paying off debt, and I felt horrible about it. I felt terrible about spending $75, I think it was back then, on that item while I was still trying to pay off debt. I felt terrible about it. But it's just the point that, yes, once you start making huge progress and momentum in paying off your debt, the feeling is most definitely a dopamine hit. And when you are spending money on something else that's not towards your debt, began to feel very depressed, very sad, and regret that my money was being spent on something else other than my debt. So it's all about, once you get started on paying off that debt, you see the numbers come down, you see your credit score begin to go back up, and you see that you have more money to go towards the next credit card or the next piece of debt that you have. It is most definitely a wonderful and great feeling. So get that momentum started and start focusing on paying off your debt. Just get the momentum going.
I just paid off $33,000 of debt in 8 months, and a common question that I'm getting is, how did I do it? So here's part one. One of the first things that I did was started tracking my income and my expenses. This was crucial because I needed to know what was coming in and what was going out. It's so common to turn a blind eye to tracking your expenses because of financial anxiety or not wanting to face the reality of where you are in your financial journey. But for me, I literally woke up one day and I was like, I need to know all of my spending habits. For someone who struggles with anxiety, you can really honestly start small by listing out all of your fixed costs. This is what it currently looks like for me right now. Doing this can be really eye-opening because you can see visually what you need to be making every month, no matter what. And then from there, you can create a plan on how to tackle your debt, whether that be either making more money or downsizing and cutting your expenses while you focus on paying off your debt.
Absolutely spot on. Excellent point. Great point of view. This dude has got it figured out. This is exactly what I did. Exactly what I did, and what a lot of people do when they're 100% focused on paying off the debt. They write everything down. Everything. Start with your rent. Your rent or your mortgage, whichever it is. If you own a house, renting, write that down. Then write down all the monthly utilities. Then write down all your monthly subscriptions. If you have Netflix, if you pay for YouTube, write that down. Start tracking how much you spend on gas every month, how much you're spending on groceries. Take that receipt from the grocery store and write it down. Write everything down on a spreadsheet. The first thing you need to know is your monthly reoccurring expenses. Write those things down first so you know exactly how much money you are guaranteed to spend every month on housing, utilities, your car, like gas, those things. Write those things down first because you know that money's going to be spent no matter what. Take that number and subtract it from your monthly income. See how much money you have left, and that hopefully the balance is positive and not negative. If it's negative, you need to make some serious changes and get rid of some monthly expenses, some monthly subscriptions. If you're positive, it gives you an opportunity to do the same thing so that you can start putting more money towards savings or more money towards debt. But the thing is, you want to be in the positive. You want to know exactly how much money you're spending every month and where it's going. All right, everybody, thank you again for watching. Again, my name's John. If you like this video, please subscribe, leave a comment down below if you're generous. This is a new channel. I'm going to do my best to continue putting out content at least twice a week and hopefully build up this channel and get a great following from all of you out there who are watching. So once again, thank you so much for watching. Stay motivated, stay focused, track your expenses, track your money, and make good choices, guys. See you in the next one.